It was requested that I review your reptile enclosures, so I recently did just that, and today I'm going to continue. If you for some reason want me to review yours, you can post it on Instagram with hashtag GoHerping review, and for now I'm going to keep on working down the previous ones posted, because there's a lot, and I think there's some cool ones, starting out with this. This is a full-on theater with 5 enclosures. That is really cool. We've got Asian water dragons and a tegu, and that is cool. I mean, I wish there were close-ups. I wonder if they've... I'm gonna snoop this account and see if there's any close-ups. There's not. How would you not post close-ups? Either way, that's pretty nice. It all looks very custom to the room, and every enclosure looks really cool. I don't know much about Asian water dragon care, so I can't comment on that, but I mean, just look at that. This gets 5 stars because it's cool and it's very creative, and it's way better than anything I've ever done. So I don't know why you want my review. You need to be reviewing mine, I guess. But let's see what else we find. Next up, this one actually is pretty unique as well. It also looks custom built, probably from PVC. It's a bearded dragon. I only know because I see the corner down there. I don't know why there's a literal house. I feel like it can't even fit in there, but maybe just some decor. Yeah, you've got the basking area. You've got 3 different lamps. It might be perspective, but I feel like it looks like he can touch this lamp from where he is, and if that's warm, it could give him a little surface burn, which wouldn't be epic, but I can't say for sure because there's not much info. It looks pretty cool. There's a ton of supplies underneath, so I'm sure you're prepared. It definitely looks like you know what you're doing. And what are these? Just from an aesthetics standpoint, since I can't see anything close up, it just looks a little random with the literal house here. And then whatever these things are is stuck to the back. But if you like it, then so be it. Something that I've had happen is some bearded dragons that come in actually see fake plants as real, and I came back to chewed up plastic. And so since then I no longer use fake plants with bearded dragons because that is a choking hazard. But obviously it looks like none of these are chewed on. Just an interesting observation. So I'm gonna give it... See, seeing people's accounts, just like knowing, oh, like this is a human, I'm gonna give them a bad review and they're gonna see this? Yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna give it 2 stars because I gotta mix up the reviews. This one, I don't have anything really to say about it. I just think it's funny that it's in the kitchen. Maybe that's temporary because they just got it and they're setting it up, but it's a nice kitchen. I really like your kitchen actually, and I give your kitchen 4 stars. See, the other thing is these are a lot of you, like these people could see me in person and be like, Alex, you gave me 2-star review in your video, and then it's like, oh, sorry about that, but I guess I gotta have some integrity and be like, I did give you 2 stars, and look them in the eye. I don't know. We've got a Leopard Gecko enclosure named Bacon. What is this substrate? Are those rocks? Is that gravel? I don't know what that is. He's a cute gecko. He looks quite healthy. It's just... to me, this is ugly. It might be because the lighting, there is no lighting on. There is something here in a cage, like lamp-wise. I think it's just a bad picture, but it's like, it's all such dark, bland colors. You could argue, I guess this looks a bit more like their real environment because it's all the mute, dull colors and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I think it looks a bit weird. Also, I don't get the substrate. It looks like a pain to clean too. Like, say it gets soiled, do you just take... assuming it's rocks, do you just take the rocks out? Do you clean them? Do you throw it away? It could be my helicopter parenting in me, but I just see choking hazard. Let's hit it with another 2 stars just because I think it's kind of an unattractive enclosure, but that's just my humble opinion. Next up, we've got a corn snake in a I think that's a 55 gallon. This looks... how do I say this lightly? It looks like something I'd see on Craigslist, honestly. Like, it's not bad to have water stains and stuff. It's just, obviously, you could be on a tight budget. This could be all you had access to. Though it's just, look at all those water stains. I assumed it just was originally an aquarium. Maybe even it smells a little fishy still. But what's all this? There's just so much stuff dripping down. Overall, all these hides are way too small for the corn. Wait, why is there... okay, I slightly understand using... what are these called? Whatever these are called for bearded dragons, it makes sense. Even leopard geckos, it makes a little bit of sense. Maybe. Okay, it doesn't really make sense to me, but I could see the argument. But why is there one for a corn snake? He can't hide under it, it's see-through. He can't really get on it. I mean, I guess he could. Again, I have a lot of questions here. They're using the good old, like, cake pan or pot pie pan. I used to use these when I was younger. I just would go down to the kitchen and be like, Mom, can I have this? And take it as like a water bowl, so that I'm sure that works just fine. There are fake plants in it. Certain plants, if they are not from a good seller, they actually leak ink, which could be toxic. So it kind of looks like it's like you had 5 animals and you no longer have them all, and you took everything from like your fish aquarium and your bearded dragon hammock and then your leopard gecko hides and then your mom's cake pan. I don't know. I don't like it. I'd redo the whole thing, which is why this is my first 1 star. But that's just the enclosure. The corn snake looks healthy from what I can tell. So I'm not saying you're like doing a poor job caring for it. I just think the enclosure is lame. This is not a complete enclosure. 1 star. Got a Sanboa enclosure. This was actually the first Sanboa that we've seen. Yeah, I mean, it's very standard all around. It looks very clean. It's got a bunch of hides, a water dish and everything. Some people don't even use hides for Sanboas because they're burrowed basically all the time. I'm using the good old Zilla aspen chips, I think they are. I don't have a problem with them. They're not dusty like a lot of the other aspens, so they're actually my favorite aspen to use. The only thing I would do, I guess, is I would make it like deeper so the Sanboa has even more to like Ember, even though I ended up rehoming her when nearing the end of having her, I ended up giving her like 8 inches or maybe even 10 or 12 inches. I just like filled like half the enclosure with substrate, and she had a lot more depth. It also allows, assuming there's a heat mat under here, they have even more temperature gradient. So like right on the heat mat, maybe they're like 90, maybe even pushing 100 degrees, but they can be like in between the surface and all the way down, and they can be like 80 degrees, and then on the surface it's like 70 or something. So I'm giving it 3 stars because it looks like everything's adequate, but I think it could be cooler. I didn't see the low succulents. 3.5. We've got 2 bearded dragons, I think. It's cool. I like how clean it looks. It's just pure white. This looks like if Black Mare created a bearded dragon enclosure, which I think looks kind of cool actually. I like the aesthetic. It's very minimalist, but the thing is, it looks like the EVB is here and the heating is over there. We had this problem in the last video, so normally you want those things in the same place in my opinion, because they're going to be basking under the heat and you want them to absorb that EVB, so I'd move it to the same side. Thankfully, even though there's no cage on this, it looks like it's far enough away that the beardy can't reach it in any way. I do respect how clean it looks, how this cord is just perfectly unnoticeable and it goes around that outside, I'm guessing. Super, like even your room, like it looks spick and span, so I like that. But for the beardy itself, I don't like it. There are no hiding spots, which I think aren't necessarily as vital for beardies as other animals, but it's give them the option at least. I don't know. Aesthetically, I love it, but husbandry wise, I don't like it. And it also seems like a pain to clean this, but I could be wrong. So I'm giving it 2.5 stars, mostly because it just looks neat, but it doesn't seem that realistic. But I think that it could become very realistic, still keeping the same sort of look while being improved. Here's something I've never seen before, is they actually took the back of the Exoterra and are using it as a level in the enclosure. That's creative, I think. I never thought about doing that. First tank is home to the big guy, second tank is to the babies. Even as juveniles, I would never suggest housing the leopard geckos together, but it's pretty cool. If it were mine, I still wouldn't use the bright lamps like right on top, but I just think this is quite creative, so I give it 4 stars. I've never seen something like this. I like the look of this one. It's very Aztec-y to me. It's for also leopard gecko. They're using excavator clay as a substrate. I think excavator clay looks cool. It's fun to use and fun to work with. It's basically a clay that molds when it's wet, and then when it's dry it's solid and hard, so I don't think there's any risk of impaction or anything unless there is actual loose pieces. The only thing is cleaning sounds like a pain because you can't really scrub it or scrape it because any moisture is going to start breaking it up and stuff. So maybe you could use the same technique as in the last video. Someone had paper towel in the soiled corner of the enclosure. I think it's pretty cool overall actually. I like the aesthetic of it. Assuming the husbandry's good, which I don't actually know any of it, let's say 4 stars. I don't know why they used hashtag GoHerping review. It's handmade mushroom LED lights. Okay, look, obviously they're just literally getting free advertisement on my channel, but these are so cute. These are the cutest mushrooms I've ever seen. Okay, that's unrelated, but I like them. This one is literally, I'm only showing because there's a shopping cart and a Hello Kitty hat in it. And what is that? And a pig, a dog, and a chicken? What is going on in this enclosure? I don't know. But now we've both seen it, so I know I'm not insane. Got a uromastyx enclosure. It's pretty cool. Nice covered heat lamp. They need super hot temps, so looks like he's enjoying that. He looks quite nice. The printed backgrounds, they just look so cheesy to me. But it almost works with this enclosure because you actually followed that design coming forward, which is kind of cool. Got the big old turtle hide. I had one of these in my living room, like just on the floor because I hadn't put it away. And every time I saw it, I thought we had some big turtle I didn't realize, and it scared me every time. That's pretty neat. We've got a big old Savannah monitor enclosure. I saw the gas mask and I was very confused, but that's cool. He looks like he's loving life. the Savannah monitor too. Finally got something aquatic. We've got a yellow-bellied slider juvenile. This is quite a pretty enclosure. Like, for a aquatic turtle, they're normally so boring, but I don't know why it looks cool. The colors in the background, whatever is happening there, I can't tell if it's one of the printed papers stuck to the back or whatever, but they've even got a little thermometer for the water, which I don't usually see people do. Is that an emoji? There's an emoji. It gets 1 star. I didn't realize there's an emoji in it. Sorry. It was getting a good review until that. The thing is, there's so many, I'm trying to just select certain ones, but they all look so, like, so many are so similar, it's kind of funny. Not that that's a bad thing. Again, if it works, and it should go for it, but so many look so similar. What's this? We got another yellow-bellied slider. That's nice. I like that. A lot of people, they get creative with how you get the basking for the slider, because it's always good for the turtle to be able to dry off completely and stay warm. It helps them avoid shell rot, avoid respiratory infections, stuff like that, because they can stay warm, get dry, and this is cool. It looks also kind of like museum-y to me, which I don't think is bad. The gravel, I would take that out if it were mine. We've had turtles come in where they don't pass anything for a while, and then all of a sudden one day, it's just shoo, out comes a massive thing of gravel just out of them, and it just starts shooting out, like literally constantly. One turtle, it was shooting gravel out for literal weeks. So, but this looks too big for it to consume, but that just made me think of it. The turtle looks happy though, and I like it, so I give it 4 stars. Got an eastern box turtle setup. That's the first terrestrial turtle I've seen in this. If I put Harriet in something like this, she'd immediately eat all of that plastic and then question why her tummy hurts. So, I mean, as long as your turtle doesn't eat it, then cool. Sometimes they do like to burrow. I can't tell how deep the substrate is. This looks like one of those feeding troughs or water troughs for farm animals. It's what I use for my turtle Franklin. Okay, there's a lot of people that say that the little condensed UVBs don't work and just shouldn't be used. I disagree with that, but with turtles I like to use the long tube style because they get to absorb that UVB no matter where they are in the enclosure, but this turtle would have to be basking in order to absorb it. So I'd put like a couple across the top. It's pretty cool though. 3 stars, down the middle. That's cool. We got a reticulated python covered in water. At first I thought it was like little white mites or something, but it is not. That's a pretty morph. I'm not a retic fan, but that's cool. I also don't know much about their care, because I've never personally cared for one, so I won't comment on the husbandry, but it's pretty cool overall. I like the snake though. We had a Ziggy in the last video, also a leopard gecko. I can't tell if it's the same, no, it's not the same gecko, because this is a different setup. I didn't know multiple people would name their geckos Ziggy, especially in the same series. But I just clicked this one because I saw Cocoa Krispies. So, creative hides. I like all the different creative hides people use. If they clean and they work, then so be it. This one, they've got 3 setups. They got a ball python, and a leopard gecko. This is the kind of setup where it's like, assuming the temperatures and stuff are good, it's like the perfect setup, just nothing that stands out entirely. These are more what I want to strive for with temporary animals here. It's like everything, they got everything they need. The calcium, the 3 hides, the water dish, assume the right temperatures, the digital thermostats, or thermometers, and probably maybe a thermostat, and then the ball python, same thing. It's like you got a basic substrate that you probably picked up from Amazon or the pet store, and you got a ball python that looks good. It's like all the most standard stuff ever, and I think that's great, because a lot of people don't even reach the standards. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure everything is just fine with these, so let's go like 4.5 stars, because they're not special to me. I don't think these are special enclosures, but I'm sure the animals are happy, and that's number 1 priority. Got another really creative setup. We got 4 diamondback terrapins and a 150. Assuming that they're kind of small, it's got 300 pounds of play sand. I don't know much about diamondback terrapin care. I'm guessing they do need to burrow or something, so I won't comment there because I don't actually know. But I think that this is really cool. The basking area, they have to climb quite a ways, and I feel like they could just like jump onto the carpet. It's brave of you to have this massive Rubbermaid just on this carpet, so I'm sure I've done the same thing and it was fine. I do have a question. How do you change the water? Because that was always a pain for me. I used to siphon it out the window and then fill it with a hose through the window. When I had Franklin's tub, which was 125 gallons I think, and it was just by the window. So I was always scared that it was like a structural issue, but I think we were all good. But I think this is pretty cool actually. I'm just surprised that they don't jump out. Got another ball python setup. This one's a bit more bioactive. Ball python's having a grand old time over there. This is pretty. Yeah, it looks like he's got everything he needs. Lots of hiding spots. Got the LEDs for the lights. And maybe over tank heating, maybe under, I'm not sure. But again, with ball pythons, I think both can work. I just prefer the under tank. Again, like this, another. This is similar in ways, but also different. I feel like every time I see like one fake plant and a bioactive, it just ruins it for me. But it's still cool. I still like it. Got another aquatic total setup. Why is the water so shallow though? It doesn't look ridiculously clean, but I just don't get why the water's so low. I like giving turtles a lot of depth, unless it's a really big area. It's a bit boring, but cool. Tarantulas, I can give zero advice on. But what are these water stains? It doesn't look like this is a tarantula you missed or anything. I could be wrong, but why is there's so much I can't even see in the enclosure? Oh wait, this is the same person. It's literally the same person. I don't know, get a glass scraper or something. Unless the tarantula is gonna come at you. That's the most stereotypical thing I guess I could have said. That's like saying, well, don't reach in your snake enclosure because the snake might bite you. Probably the same with tarantulas, I don't know. And to finish things up, I think this is a yellow rat snake. I hope I have that right. Pringles can. I don't know, I saw Pringles can. I know they're pretty creative hide, I guess. Assuming it's clean. It's the purple Pringles though. What flavor is that? The only acceptable one is cheddar, which is why this one gets 2 stars, but I really can't see anything in this enclosure, so I can't actually say much. And we're gonna finish it up with this one. I think I already said we're finishing it up, but now we're actually finishing it up because I just scrolled through the whole hashtag and that's all the ones that I pick and chose. So apologies if I did not do yours, but there are just a ton. So I tried to mix it up with different species and stuff. Last one is female musk turtle. I've never cared for a musk turtle. Maybe they don't need as deep of water. I don't actually know. But this is a very cool looking setup. They've got all these plants growing up here. Tons of plants inside. You got the plants on the water. A heater apparently. 3 filters. UVB, basking. This is really nice. And that's really cool. I don't 100% know if the care is good, but assuming so, I'd give this one 5 stars because I quite like it. It's very cool looking. And it's very clean, very filtered, and lots of light, so you really don't have to stress about, oh, are they getting enough UVB? Because it's all over the place. They can stay warm in the water, stay warm out, and I'm guessing the center is a bit cooler. So it's also 120 gallons. It doesn't look that big in the picture, but I quite like it. And they said, everyone's expecting me to roast it, but these are pretty good enclosures. So that's it. Maybe I'll do some more. If you enjoyed this, it could be a continuum. If you're like, it's not that great, then let me know and I'll stop doing them. But if you do want me to and you want your enclosure possibly in a video, just use hashtag GoHerpingReview on Instagram and I'll check it out, maybe. That'll be it for this video. I'm Alex and thanks for watching.